Welcome back to the Recon Reviewers. Today we are watching Ernest Saves Christmas from 1988, starring Jim Varney as Ernest.
This was a classic when we were kids.
I do love the intro artwork here. It's very classic. The Coca-Cola there.
Coca-Cola classic. The imagery in here is very reminiscent of our childhood.
It has a nice references to when and where we are.
Feels a little bit like Airplane. Another video that we had done a review on. Links in the description.
What line of work you in? Toys. You been in it long?
Longer than you can imagine.
This will clearly be Santa Claus.
Nice bag. Gucci.
What's funny is that scene is very similar to Dumb and Dumber, with the van being dressed up as a dog.
Right.
Jim Varney is Ernest, basically just being Ernest. Before Jim Carrey was ever famously known as Ace Ventura, we had Ernest. The movie definitely has a not over-the-top or loony quality.
Certainly geared towards kids.
The actor that plays Santa Claus here, his name is Douglas Seal. He actually did the voice of the Sultan from the animated movie Aladdin.
Oh wow, he even looks like him. Jasmine's dad.
Taxi! Mister, I'm a taxi, here. You got one.
Well, not to mention as well as all of the voices that Ernest does. Gaylord Sartain is playing the role of Chuck, while his friend is playing the character of Bobby, whose actor's name is Bill Burge.
Yeah, they're kind of like sidekicks, sort of.
But they have both been in a number of other Ernest movies. There's the infamous move with the eyes.
Please, mister, go, 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 go!
Well, not to worry, little lady. You're safe with us.
That was clearly a John Wayne impression.
I'm Santa Claus.
Surprise?
You even gotta love his
Sadly,
expressions.
$32.50.
There you go.
This bill carries the likeness of one Mr. Funtime.
Even with the shots
What
where
we've got
it's just
here
zoomed in on his
is a
face, I like those.
It's on the house. Merry Christmas.
Joseph Carruthers here is actually played by Oliver Clark. He was a character out of The Mystery Men from 1999 and The Bob Newhart Show.
Please and thank you.
This familiar face here is Billy Bird, who plays Mary Morrissey.
I think I hear something.
Old Vern's done pretty good for himself. I taught him all he knows about nuclear physics.
Ernest taught nuclear physics.
As the twig is bent, so grows the tree. Know what I mean?
I'm assuming when he means Vern, he's actually referring to his real life self.
Yeah, maybe.
Officer, you've got to let me go.
If Santa Claus is actually on his ID, he can't just say that that's somebody else.
To be Santa Claus? Is that who he thinks he is? His real name is Santos.
It's a time for giving. A time for chestnuts opening on a roasted fire.
It's gonna rip it out of the
Sleigh
entire
bells
wall.
tinkling in the snow.
But talking to the screen has always been an interesting... it's a rare fourth wall.
The music and the power's getting all wonky and out of tune.
110 and 220. Know what I mean?
It's a fun transition from the camera flash.
It is. Fingerprints are a bunch of different snowflakes.
He's him. You take the international date line, multiply it by the time zones, divided by the accelerated rotation of the Earth.
He has some very interesting math.
Allowing for the vernal equinox on the Tropic of Cancer, he might just pull it off.
Let's just say this guy really is Santa Claus. Where's his sleigh? Where are his reindeer?
I think those could be aliens.
Who's that poor old man that the police came and took away?
Santa Claus got busted?
He said he was from the governor's office.
Great, that's just what I need.
Ernest always loves to dress up as multiple characters.
Who's the old man?
Mr. Santos.
How have you been treated since you've been here?
My name is Santa Claus.
Excuse me?
He really is Santa Claus.
You see that infectious insanity? This man needs to be isolated.
Says he isn't Santa Claus and then just makes so many Santa Claus references.
I took over the position of Santa Claus in 1889 from a German chap. I enjoyed
Which actually
every
makes a lot of
second
sense because his last name would have been Claus, spelt with a
I've
K.
got some jumper cables in the back if you need recharging.
It's recharged through the passing from one person to the next.
So, in summary, Ernest Saves Christmas. It's a very light comedy. Ernest basically does what he does in all of his previous movies. Plays multiple characters, variants of himself, and gets in and out of antics. It's a very light movie.
Yeah, it's certainly geared toward kids.
It's very genuine. There really isn't not much to be expected here for just action-packed. The pacing is somewhat in the medium range, not too slow.
Yeah, it's fun to see some of the stunts that they have in this.
It didn't overdo it on the effects, which is refreshing. Not all movies need to have numerous amounts of CGI and computer effects. Certain parts with the sleigh ride, you could tell that was CGI was involved.
I remember enjoying this movie a ton, and I can definitely view it now as an adult with a different point of view, but I'm glad these type of movies existed back then, and I think today's kids would enjoy it. I think there's a lot less gratuitous jokes and behavior in general. I think it's a pretty wholesome movie. I mean, there's a few skits that are a bit ridiculous or dangerous, but I think overall it's just a fun time.
There were some light references that I'm glad weren't turned into sexual jokes in the end. I'm glad that they actually don't do that in here, even though a few parts could have been pointed out, but I feel that when it's pointed to a younger audience in a family setting, it fits appropriately. I don't feel that there was anything really inappropriate about the movie at all. It's nice to see this was actually filmed at Disney, MGM Studios. This movie is available to watch on Amazon Prime Video, Disney Plus, and the app Freevee.
Thank you guys for watching. Would love to hear your thoughts. Please leave any comments below.
Catch us on the next one. Thank you for watching the Recon Reviewers.